Once upon a time, being woke meant you cared. Now, for some, it's become an insult, a political boogeyman, and an easy way to shut down uncomfortable conversations about racism, history, and equality. So, how did a word that was once about awareness get turned into a weapon? Let's talk about just that. Hello, I'm Tony Tonkin, and welcome to the show where we tackle the issues others would rather ignore. Today we're diving into the history of the word woke, where it came from, what it actually meant, and how politicians and commentators have twisted it into something unrecognisable.
Word that has been used an awful lot over the past couple of years. You've heard me say it, and here's a whole bunch of others saying it.
Woke. Blaming woke politics.
Woke and wokeism and cancel culture.
Whether the military is woke or not.
Everything woke turns to
Spoiler. It's not because they suddenly became linguistic experts, I can assure you. The term woke didn't start on social media, and it wasn't coined by university students sipping oat milk lattes. It originated in African American vernacular English as early as the 1930s. In its original sense, being woke meant being alert to injustice, especially racial injustice. It was a warning to stay aware, to stay woke, so you wouldn't be blindsided by systemic racism. The phrase gained renewed prominence during the civil rights era and again in the 2000s with the rise of Black Lives Matter, where stay woke meant don't sleep on the issues, pay attention to racial profiling, police brutality, and inequality. But here's the twist. Once a term from a marginalised community becomes widely known, it's ripe for cultural hijacking. Conservative politicians and commentators, particularly in the US, but exported here to Australia, began using woke as a slur. Instead of meaning aware of injustice, it became shorthand for overly politically correct, too sensitive, or radical leftist nonsense. Why? Because if you can mock the language of social justice, you can undermine the causes themselves.
everything woke turns to
And it works. Instead of debating whether systemic racism exists, you just label someone as woke and dismiss them. It's the verbal equivalent of rolling your eyes and walking away. This isn't just about a word. It's about a tactic. By turning woke into an insult, public debate gets derailed. So, want to talk about Indigenous deaths in custody? Oh, that's woke nonsense. Want to discuss how LGBTQIA youth face high rates of homelessness and suicide? You're being woke. Want to examine the history of slavery, segregation and colonisation? Don't get all woke on me. It's a conversation killer, designed to avoid the uncomfortable reality that history and present-day systems still disadvantage minorities. And the irony, the people who complain most about cancel culture are often the first to cancel any meaningful discussion by using that magic four-letter word. When we let words be twisted out of their original meaning, we lose powerful tools for understanding. The original woke was about solidarity, awareness, and vigilance. By turning it into a sneer, we make it harder to talk about systemic inequality without immediately being put on the defensive. And that's the point. It's not about language, it's about control of the narratives. So what do? We reclaim the term, or at the very least, we refuse to let it silence us. If woke means caring about justice, then I'll proudly be woke. And maybe you should be too. Let's stop letting political spin dictate our vocabulary. Start calling out the issues instead of getting tangled in the culture war over words. I'm Tony Tonkin. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, share and subscribe so we can keep cutting through the noise and actually talk about what matters. And remember, staying woke isn't the problem. Sleeping through injustice is.